Welcome to the CBS Eye on Money show. It is Tuesday, December 6th, and we are here to help answer your financial questions. We are me, Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, and all-around nice gal, certified financial planner. And he is Mark Talercio, executive producer extraordinaire, all-around nice guy, also a certified financial planner. Hello, Mark.
Wow, we're very, very similar.
Yeah. Well, I don't really think we're that nice, actually, but, I thought I would say that. You're nicer than I am, although you don't no one knows that. That's like Mara said this to me once. One of our old colleagues at CBS Radio. She's like, Talercio's actually a nice guy, right? I'm like, yeah.
Right? She has to throw that right in there?
I said, yes, he is actually a really nice guy. He's the guy who cries, maybe more than I do right now. I don't know. I'm right up there.
Yeah, I am a weeper, that's for sure.
Would you cry at what's a funny thing that people would be surprised you cry over? Like a commercial? Could you cry over a commercial? No.
No, commercial, no. But a good, a movie, yes. A show, yes, for sure. We were watching something the other night on the couch. It must have been Netflix, and I look at Amanda. She's crying. I'm crying. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I like that. Also, she's not a crier.
Oh, she cries every single week.
Really? I don't know that about her. I love that.
We just watched Where the Crawdads Sing. I think she was crying throughout half that movie.
I used to cry at the show Parenthood. The broadcast on, I think it's on NBC. I love the relationship among the siblings. I can cry at a sibling relationship because I love my sister so much. That's what really, I will always cry at that. Anyway, I will never cry over money. I'll tell you that much. Ever, ever, ever my whole life. Never cried over money. Although some might point out that's because I've been lucky enough to have money. But even when I made a dumbass move, and I've made many, I never cried. What about you? You ever cry over money?
Over money? No, never.
Never, right?
No, even as I look at my Peloton stock right now, no, never.
Wait a second. I haven't looked at it in a second. Wasn't it up from like 6 to 10?
Yeah, it's right around 11 right now.
Oh my God, you're almost in the money. Where'd you buy it?
Low 20s.
Oh my God, you're a moron. I can't even believe it. I mean, it's so weird that you did that.
Well, they say don't buy anything that you don't believe in, that you're not familiar with. This is a product that I use almost every day. I'm a big fan. I figured, okay, if I'm going to buy anything, this is it. That's what happens with me. I touch it, it goes in the crapper. Did
I tell you about what happened to me on the Hartford station this past week? So the anchor on the Hartford station, WTIC Radio, which airs the Jill on Money radio show also. I'm doing my normal Monday hits. At the end of the interview, he goes, hey, listen, I got to ask you something. It's a little bit of a curveball. I hope you don't mind. We're on the air, right? You know me. Bring it on. Don't tell me what the curveball is. Just throw it. He says, is it possible that I was taking a Peloton class and you were actually named by your first and last name, not just your screen name? I said, yes, it is possible. He goes, oh my God, it was the craziest thing. I almost fell off my bicycle. He goes, well, who was it? It was like Jess Sherman. I'm like, well, it was not Jess. I never take her classes. I said, it was Christine Dercole. He said, that's it. Oh my God, I can't believe it. So I said, listen, anyone wants to follow me in Hartford, Jill on Money CBS. That's my screen name. And like 5 people from Hartford followed me. It was hysterical. Anyway, if any of you want to follow me or play with me on Peloton, then I am Jill on Money CBS. Jill on Money CBS is who I am. And he is Mark. And we got to get to a listener. So right now, we are about to talk to Jeff, who's on the line in California. Jeff, do you have a Peloton or you just ride your regular bicycle? You said you ride to work before we got on the air with you.
Just ride the regular bike.
Tell us about yourself. What brings you to us?
So I've been listening to the show for a little bit and just trying to figure out what to do with some extra income that we have now. So my partner and I, we've been saving about $2,000 a month, and we just got roommates, and so that'll add about an extra $1,400 a month that we can put in savings. And so my partner's 39. He makes about $45,000 a year. But most of his life he's been in service industry, so he hasn't really had like retirement accounts. Mm-hmm. He's got a new job now where he's putting in 15% and his employer matches 5%. But he just started that job, so he's only at like 7,000 in his retirement right now.
What kind of is it? Is it a Roth or is it a traditional account?
It's a traditional with Schwab.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like a 401k?
Correct.
Okay. So are you guys married?
Yes.
Okay. So who do you guys get health benefits through your job or his job?
Through my job.
Okay. So tell us about you. He's 39. Mm-hmm. What about you?
So I'm 43. I make 140 a year. I do have 95,000 in student loan debt, but I'm expecting to get public student loan forgiveness in the next 12 months.
So you were on the program early.
Correct.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What are you doing in terms of your own retirement account? What are you putting away?
So I have an old retirement account from my previous employer that has about 140,000 in it, and it's a Vanguard Target retirement. And then I've got a pension with my current employer that has 27,000 in it.
So you don't have a deferred comp with this current job, or do you have the ability to do a deferred comp?
I do. It's just a small amount. So I've got a 401A with 3,900 in it and a 401K with 3,500 in it.
And how are those plans? Like, are they good plans? Are they invested in places where you want to be invested?
You know, I'm going to be honest. I don't know that much about the plans.
Let's get some info on those.
Okay.
And also one other question. Do you have a Roth option in either of those?
I do. So when I look at the 401k, I could do a post-tax Roth, and basically I can put up to the max in that if I wanted to.
So I just want to go back in time 1 second. You said you had an extra $2,000 a month that you were putting into savings, and now you'll have an additional $1,400 a month because you've taken on roommates, right?
Correct. So it's $3,400 a month that we've been saving since last month. And so right now, you know, we've got about 40,000 in just our money market savings account. And so we're right at about 6 months of our bills. And so I'm just wondering, now that we have our savings set aside, what should we start putting that money into now that we have our sort of emergency fund?
Got it. Okay. And last question. You're living in a home that you own, or are you renting? What's happening right now?
So we recently purchased a home. It's $650,000, 3.34 fixed for 30 years. Our monthly payment's about $3,600.
What's the outstanding mortgage amount?
It's like $615, somewhere around there.
Oh, so you like financed up to the hilt.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the roommates, like, I'm a little worried. Like, why do you need to take it, or are you just doing it because you have the room? It's like, why not?
Yeah. I mean, it's a 3-bedroom house. It's just 2 of us. So we wanted the extra income just to help, save up. And
do you know the people? Did you actually are these friends that are renting from you?
Yeah, we know them. Yeah.
Ah, all right. So it is not, it's actually, that's kind of cool. Anything else we should know about? Like, does your husband have any debt of his own, maybe school loans or anything like that?
Yeah, he has 20,000 in student loans as well, and he will not qualify for public student loan forgiveness. I think he's getting maybe 10% forgiven because of the.
You mean 10 grand, maybe?
10 grand, yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any other obligations? Meaning parents that you might have to help, siblings? Do you plan to have children? Like, what's happening here? We need more about Jeff. Jeff's real life.
So my son is grown out of the house. He's a homeowner. So no.
Wait a minute. You have a grown son who is a homeowner?
Yes. Yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay. That is crazy. Fine. I'm leaving that alone. That you're so young. Any more kids coming?
No.
Oh boy. Let me hear that again. No. This is the second time this week we've had that mantra. Okay. Grown kid doing fine. What about parents?
I mean, my family seems pretty fine, pretty self-sufficient. I don't see any big obstacles coming down the path anytime soon.
Do you guys have life insurance on one another?
Yes. So I have, through my employer, both of us have 500,000 term, and then I have a 75,000 universal life.
Why?
I got it when I was super young.
How much cash value is in there?
I think like maybe 5,000.
Are you paying on that or not?
Yes, I pay every month.
How much?
I think $40 a month.
Well, it looks like you now have $3,440 a month to invest. Did you get that?
Yeah.
You get that? You don't need universal life at all. Mark, Are you ready to give Jeff the prescription for what happens for the $3,400 a month, $3,440 a month?
Yeah, that's an easy one, I think, for me. I'm just curious, do you know what the future pension will look like?
I don't I'm not sure.
Let's get some details on that because I don't want to save so much for retirement. But on the other hand, that pension, this is a new job, right?
Correct. Yes.
Are you working for a municipality?
Yeah, it's local government.
Okay. Find out the rules on the local government pension plan. Do you like your job?
Yes.
Do you think you want to stay? Like, is this like your 20 years you're sunk in?
I mean, that's just looking at most people's career swaps. I don't know that that's possibly. Yeah. I mean, my last employer, I was there for 10 years. So,
all right, settle in. I like a pension, as you know, if you've listening to the show a little bit. All right. Now, Mark, continue.
I think I would divide this up into thirds. I would put $1,000 and get rid of at least $10,000 on your husband's student loan because $10,000 is going to be forgiven, so you got another 10 to pay off. So I would probably devote $1,000 towards that every month. Get rid of it. I would put $1,000 into a joint brokerage account, and when the student loan is up, then you increase that to $2,000 a month into the brokerage account. I don't know what your pension looks like, but I would put at least $10,000 to $12,000 a month into that Roth 401k.
You mean $1,000 to $1,200 a month?
What did I say?
$10,000 to $12,000 a month, which would be an amazing amount.
No, I meant on an annual basis.
Okay, so 10 or 12 grand a year.
Yeah, so I would take the extra 1,000 and bump up your 401k contribution into the Roth.
Well, now listen, you live in California, so I know you're going to whine about this. I know my California people. I know that it is a bummer. You have a high tax state. Okay, however, you are married filing jointly, right? For your taxes. Your highest bracket right now is 22%. And so we think that you should try to pay the taxes today. That would mean using the Roth option. Any way that I could really foresee this, that the two of you together are going to drop into the 12% tax bracket when you retire. Even if nothing changed with tax rates, you will have a pension and 2 Social Security checks. And then you will have a whole bunch of money that's in pre-tax dollars unless you use the Roth. So I think Mark is absolutely correct. I love the Roth option for you guys. One thing that would be helpful for us to help you make better decisions is to understand which of you has a really stronger plan in terms of investment options. In other words, if you have, let's say your 401k is in like some large insurance company weird product, and that's the only thing you have. And his plan is like, hey, it's a Fidelity plan. We might try to make sure that he puts more of his paycheck into his retirement account, but we just want between the two of you to have another $10,000 or $12,000 going into retirement. So we got $3,400. You know what, Mark? What are you doing with the extra $440? Because you only did $1,000 each.
Having a little fun.
Okay, so Mark is allowing this. I think you should take it. He's not. He doesn't usually get so freewheeling. $1,000 on your husband's student loans a month. Okay. $1,000 in a brokerage account. Now, when you said your old retirement account was in a Vanguard Target plan, is that a rolled over plan or is it still in a 401k or a 403b?
I just have it listed. It's a defined contribution it's run through Empower.
Okay, so it's probably you never rolled it out of the old plan. One other idea, just to get things tidied up a little bit, is to take that old retirement account, roll it into what is called an IRA rollover account. The money comes out of the Vanguard Target, and you can move it wherever you want. You can move it to Schwab or Fidelity or Vanguard or E-Trade or T. Rowe Price, wherever you want to go, wherever you feel like comfortable. And you can then invest that the way you want to. So, Mark, he's in a target date fund with $140,000. What is a different allocation that you might suggest?
I would probably do 80% in stocks and 20% in bonds given his age. I mean, you could do 65% in a total stock market fund and maybe, 15% in an international stock and then 20% in a bond, something along those lines.
How do you feel about risk, you guys?
I mean, like you said, we're pretty young, so, I'm not opposed to it.
Okay, that's fine. Do you feel comfortable managing this money yourselves?
No, we would probably, allow someone else to do that.
Mark, should they use the Vanguard Personal Service Advisor?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Or if, I'm also fine with them just sticking with the target date fund. If they don't want to do it themselves, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Let's do the path of least resistance. But we feel comfortable in what do we want? With this universal life, there's really no reason to keep this. I'm just telling you right now. You can do two things. Someone buy this for you, like a family member or something?
It came with a employer from way back, and then I just kept it when I left.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you just don't need it, really. You've got life insurance. You're saving money. If anything, what I would suggest is, can you buy more life insurance through your company for yourself? Can you add more on?
Oh, yeah.
So what I would do is I think I'd have $1 million of life insurance on you, only because you've got a fat mortgage and you make more than your husband. So if you were to, God forbid, drop dead, he makes less money and there's that obligation that's outstanding. So I would say you need $1 million of term coverage. The universal life policy you can blow out of. What I would do is I would contact the life insurance company. I would ask them, hey, if I canceled this policy, what would my tax hit be? They'll be able to tell you that. The taxes, the way they are levied on a life insurance policy is if the cash value is greater than the total amount of money that's been put into this policy, the amount that's over that cost basis, the amount you put in, it is just plain old taxable income to you. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. Like if it's $1,000 of taxable income, you should still do it. You just don't need, this is an expensive type of life insurance. So I'd rather you have the money, pay whatever tax might be due, if there is any, throw that money into either your money market or make it the beginning of your brokerage account, and then also increase your life insurance amount on you to $1 million. Do you have estate documents?
So I've been listening to the show for a while, and so I've been trying to find a way to do it for free myself, like the NOLO kind of forms. And
yeah.
So do y'all have any advice for folks that are trying to do it themselves for free?
Wait a second. I just found something online that I had, it was called Standby. Free Will is what it's called. Freewill.com. I cannot actually, just so you know, I cannot vouch for like this program. I just happened to run across it recently because I was doing a search. All you really need is what is called a sweetheart will. I leave you everything, sweetheart. You leave me everything. So it's a will where you guys leave each other everything. And you need a healthcare proxy. If you got hit by a bus, your husband makes a medical decision or someone else makes a medical decision for you, and a durable power of attorney. Those are the 3 documents you need. Everything else should pass by contract. You don't have a lot of assets that are going to be outside of those beneficiary, outside of like the contractual conveyance of an asset, which is a fancy way that I just said that, right, Mark? I just heard myself say that, meaning that like when you have a life insurance policy, a retirement account, a house that you own jointly, it passes because there's a contract in place that names a beneficiary. And with a spouse, it really doesn't matter. But I think the healthcare proxy and the power of attorney do matter, and they do require you actually putting that down pen to paper. So check out the free thing and tell us how it goes. And if you need help, we'll figure out what to do next. How's that?
Sounds good.
Jeff from California, thank you so much for joining us. All right. If you would like to join us on the program, tell us about your cool co-living arrangements, or maybe you need some help with your cash flow. It's so nice to have that kind of a problem. Or you're worried about student loan repayments starting up at some point, maybe ever in the future. We'll see. Let us know. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. You write down your whole note, and then don't forget to check the little box that says, I'm willing to come on the program, which would be more fun than your email. I promise you that. While you're on the website, here's some things you can do. 1, why don't you subscribe to our other podcast? It's called Jill on Money. 2, you can check out the blog where I write, these are usually my Tribune columns or the columns that I'm putting up for my radio hits every Monday. I usually put 1 or 2 up a week. Mark does the putting up. I do the writing. Check out the video section. You can see I'm actually made up sometimes. You don't know that, but if you watch on my TV segments, there I am. And of course, you can pre-order our Mark, it's ours. You can pre-order this one's mine, new book. It's called The Great Money Reset. And when you pre-order The Great Money Reset, here is something that you are going to find. One, you can secure your spot for our first ever live online webinar. It's going to be held Wednesday, February 8th. And you know what? You don't get to come on that webinar unless you pre-order the book. Isn't that mean? Sorry. The publisher had this idea and I said, okay, fine. And anyone who pre-orders the book will get a signed book plate for each pre-order that you make. Everything's at JillOnMoney.com. Mark Talercio is the co-host and executive producer of this program. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Lift someone up today. Curiosity, compassion, community. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you on Thursday.